You're listening to the Money Mike Syndicated Radio Podcast. How we doing? How we doing? Chicago Sky took a bad beating back to back against the Phoenix Mercury. And folks, I'll tell you something here. Angel Reese really worked out, and I mean, you're talking about 19 rebounds, 20 points. Okay, I mean that is outstanding work. I know that Angel Reese kind of shared with the media that she doesn't really want to talk about double W's anymore, but it's still outstanding work that she did. Now, with the Chicago Sky taking a loss, you got to look at this a couple ways, folks. Whenever I get into it, I always tell you, I try to look at the organization. I try to look at what the coaches, I call them the horse trainers, and I try to make sure that I take an even keel look across the board and see where the team lost the game. Now, with the Chicago Sky, very interesting as far as what they do and how they do it. And when you take a look at it, and it really is just building itself to where it's going to go. And when you reach that destination point, that's pretty much what you have. I mean, you can't change. You've played enough games, and here's where we are. So if we look at the Sky, here you look at the numbers, and you want to walk through them. And for Angel Reese, had an opportunity to hear the press conference. I'm going to share that with you, and I could definitely pinpoint why Chicago Sky is losing basketball games. But I want to let you listen to the press conference a little bit, and I want to let you hear what they think is going on. And then after they think of what's going on, I'm going to break it down, and I'm going to share with you the truth of what's going on really with the Chicago Sky. So take a listen, folks. Very, very interesting how
practice every day on executing plays, and we know our plays. So that just comes to focus and knocking down shots. And we were getting shots as well in the game. We just have to be more aggressive.
So then when you're dealing with a team that's hitting 7 threes, you're saying it's more of a defensive issue than trying to match that?
I always start with defense. So I agree, yeah. I think it comes down to the scout and being focused on your personnel and not bailing out unless, the other team is scoring. You don't go away from your principles. You stay in help side and you stay aggressive.
Okay, so what you got there, folks, you got a player explaining everything you need to do on the defensive end. Okay, she's got the understanding on it. Okay, and here's where the Chicago Sky, I will say this, and I mean to the ladies, Chicago Sky, Angel Reese, Camila Cardosa stepped out of that lane a little bit, knocking down jumpers. As I told you, those two need to be behind the three-point line, and they need to be extending the defense, which there are opportunities there. However, when they get to the game, they can talk about it in the press conference, but Chicago Sky have a major, major team defense issue. Chicago Sky have a major, major team defense issue. And I want to walk you through this because the ladies are talking about, we get the scouting report. Well, the scouting report is going to tell you what you're going to do, and that's your game plan. Obviously, Angel Reese, 20 points, 19 rebounds. I mean, that's a great game, but we got to look at it objectively. And that's what I'm going to do. But take a listen here, folks.
All right, we'll go to Zoom. Mike, can you unmute? Players only first, please. Players only.
Hey, guys. This question's for Angel. You've now had, over the last few days, time to see BG in real time. And I'm curious for you what your difference was in preparation from game 1 to game 2. You had 11 and 15, I believe, in game 1, and now 19 and 20.
It's a team effort. It doesn't take one person to stop her. I'm not even going to say I stopped her. Camilla did a great job being able to be out there and match up with her because Camilla does match up with her well. You got to give us some grace. We are both rookies, and BG's been in this league for a while. She's a very smart player. I think tonight we did a great job.
Okay, I'm going to stop you right there, folks, and I'm going to clarify. Once you reach the NBA, you're a pro. Okay, there's no fallback to being a rookie. Rookies play in the NBA. Rookies dominate in the NBA. You cannot come to the podium after playing this many games and fall back to say, well, we're rookies. Rookies don't have anything to do with playing defense. I will tell you, rookies, this is the Money Mike Syndicated Radio Podcast. We're powered up by Fanatics. I'll tell you this, the rookies have nothing to do with playing defense. Take a look, folks.
Very trying to push her off the block. as best as we can. And then I think just being able to wall up and box her out and get the rebound. But you got to give kudos to her. She's a great post player.
One on Zoom with Jordan. Jordan, unmute.
Hey ladies, my question is for Izzy. You scored like the first 6 or 8 points for your team in the second quarter. Just talk about how comfortable you feel with getting your shot up and stuff.
That just comes with reps and knowing what's needed for me, and always looking to be aggressive when I catch the ball. So that's definitely something I wanted to execute this game, because last game when we played against them, that wasn't what I was doing. So yeah, you live and you learn, and that's just something I'm gonna continue to do for our team.
Angel, when you talk about BG's intelligence out there, what are you learning about her ability just even to draw fouls, like Izzy, you too? Because it's such a skill of hers that she's able to like slowly kind of attack the rim and draw you guys on her in a way that, yeah, sends her to the line.
I mean, obviously just down to experience. She's been in the league for a while and she knows what calls she can get. I think she takes her time around the basket, and that's something that I like to watch from her. Even when she doesn't even know she's going to get the foul, she still takes her time around the basket to finish, and that's why she gets a lot of the and ones. So just being able to take that from as a rookie, I'm just watching her from.
Here's the deal, folks. You can't fall back on the rookie. You cannot fall back on the rookie. See, here's the deal that's happened is when you get to the pros, okay, and there's only 144, there's no rookie game. Angel Reese has enough basketball intelligence. Now, you can go to the podium, okay? You could go to the podium and you could say, this is what we want to do. But let me break this down for you, because Angel Reese, I like Angel Reese. Angel Reese has potential to be an outstanding player. But you cannot just take it and say, talk about it or glorify someone else in the league. Okay, you're a competitor now. You're a competitor. You got to face off. I saw that after the game, the hugs, the kisses, all that, man. I don't get that when you get, the Mercury dropped you by 20. That's not friendly fire. That's just, you just folded and said, I'm not going to compete. Now, here's the deal. I'm going to break it down to you, and I'm going to give it to you as straight as I can on the box score, and I'll tell you who's doing what and what's happening. And here's where you got to have, Coach Witherspoon's going to have to make a move and decide what you want to do, okay? Because here's the deal with Reese. Reese played 35 minutes, 8 of 16 from the field, 10 offensive rebounds, okay? 10 offensive rebounds, 20 rebounds. Here's the deal. In a game, you're a minus 20. You're a minus 20, okay? And when you do that, that negates everything that you just did on the floor. There's no doubt about it. And I'll tell you, I mean, a lot of times people will say, hey, you know what, great game, points, rebound. But if you're giving up just as much as you're getting, okay, then that cancels it out. And I'll tell you another story. I mean, I had a young man, and I love this young man, and he's in the basketball. He's doing some training, and he played for us in grassroots. His name was Nate Garth. And Nate Garth went to New Mexico and played for Steve Alford. Okay, Steve Alford's, and then he had a point guard. Nate's a point guard. Nate could get 30 points in a game, but Nate could also give up 38, okay? And you got to be cautious on that, because when you look at it, okay, Owenware, you're a minus 3, so you got the efficiency going, because here's what happened. You lost this ball game, okay? You're down by 18 points, but you got a player plays 23 minutes, locked in, and gets a minus 3. Reese, minus 20. Cardosa, locked in. You're below what you lost by. You could find it right here. Okay, here's where you're going to have a big problem. Allen, you're minus 11. That's going to get challenged. You get to Carter. Carter plays the game as hard as you can. Okay, minus 9. Harrison, you just heard her in the conference coming off the bench, minus 12. Okay, you get Turner's a plus 3, and you got Banham sitting there as a minus 17. Okay, these guys are getting minutes. They got to tighten it up. Now, here's where I see it, and I don't know where Witherspoon's going to take it, but eventually you're going to have to get there, and you're going to have to give the veteran some minutes. I'm talking about Mariah Jefferson. You're going to have to give the veteran some minutes, because here's the deal, Witherspoon, you can't get your tempo and team defense if everyone is not locked in. And this one here is a veteran, and you know what? She's been down on the pole. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if she doesn't fit. But when I look at it and I say to myself, okay, we got the Chicago Sky. You got Lindsay sitting there, right? So you got to make a decision of which one is going to get it done for you. Okay, you got Dana Evans as well. Okay, these guards have got to step up and they got to play the game. Okay, then you want to bounce over to the Shields. Okay, they have got to step up and start playing team defense, and that's for the whole Chicago Sky because they could shoot the ball. I understand they went 0 for 14 the other night. Okay, we started out. That's a baseline. Okay, but I'll tell you this, if you take 14 more shots and you make 6 or you make 5, you're starting to get it in. That's just the way it goes. The shots will fall. But these guards, I'm going to tell you, these guards here are going to have to do the job. Now, Angel Reese, great talent. Great talent. But Angel Reese got to play team defense. And, folks, I'm going to show you what I mean because this one here gets a little bizarre to me. It always does. When I look at it, and I look at it from the perspective of you've got the players, you got the team, you're going to get on the court. How you doing it, okay? And when you look at this, folks, we'll just track it down. It's going to go super slow-mo. We'll track it for you. I mean, just take a look at it.
Averaging nearly 17 points a game.
Now, here's a high screen that's going to come up, and you got the guard action. And here you go right there. You got Kennedy Carter's going to be late on it. I mean, if they whip that in there, that's a bucket. But we're going to let it develop. Let this play develop. Okay. You got the handoff coming here. Now, here's Angel Reese on the weak side. Angel Reese, this is your responsibility. This is your responsibility. I'll tell you this play. You got to play team defense.
Against Los Angeles yesterday.
See, because you're already supposed to be there. You know Cardoso's getting screened. So you got to come off and play team defense. That's number one. And that's the problem that the Chicago Sky has. I mean, they don't have any problem with getting the score. But on the team defense, there's a problem.
Angel Reese mid-range.
Cardoso.
Angel Reese just has
Angel Reese, they can hit that.
For being around the
now,
boards.
take a look at this one, folks, because this one here gets a little bit strange, and you got to kind of see it to understand it, because this one here, you got to know. There's no way you can't know in your scouting report that they're going to transition, and you're sitting back there, and you're not in the paint.
Ahead to Taurasi.
Okay.
She's not
That's just a mental error, okay, of not understanding.
Under
here
to go here in the first quarter. Griner taking her time. Bouncing.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about right there. Folks, if you look at this, Angel Reese has to play team defense. There's no doubt about it. You got to get locked in. And here's the thing that's happening with the Chicago Sky. Okay, they don't understand the defensive rotations. Okay, I repeat, they don't understand the defensive rotation. Okay, and that's where they're struggling. And they're basically giving up the game right there. Now, with Coach Witherspoon, she's putting in the defensive rotation. So now it looks like you may have to go back scratch. Because if you come back and you've been gone for a month and your defensive rotations are not there, that could be a problem, folks. And that's what you got here. Okay, because this one's coming off, and you got Angel Reese. You're supposed to get it. You're the one that's got to stop this. Come across the lane, the guard on the weak side, okay, if you get Evans on the weak side, she's got to drop down to the corner. That's going to be her responsibility. But Angel Reese, you got to pick this up, and you got to read this. You can't just let her go in there and just be in there. Now, all of a sudden, you're not playing team defense.
And Billings chases it down.
Here we go again. We're gonna open up, and we're going to have this opportunity.
Cloud, in and out. Battle for the rebound, won by Griner. Griner spinning and gets the roll. Largest lead of the day for Phoenix, up 11. Under 4 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Natasha Mack at the score.
Yeah, now this play I'll run back, and I'm going to talk to you about WNBA officials, okay? Because the league needs to load this, and I don't know how you allow a play. And I'm going to talk to you guys about this. I don't know how you allow a play like this to happen in the WNBA. But here's where it's going down. I can't see if it's the Shields, it looks like it is, or Allen. But you'll see Brittany Griner just forearm her player right in front of it. You got to lead a trail in a C position on the officials. And you got the trail is sitting right there. And there's no way Brittany Griner can just throw a forearm. And folks, take a look at this, because this one here is not good for the game, but they allowed it. And see how this developed. I mean, it was ridiculous.
Phoenix up 11. Under 4 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Natasha Mack
I mean, you
at the
can't just
scorer's
forearm
table.
a player
I don't
right
know
into
how
something.
that ball got in with that toe, but now you've got size with Billings.
Got the entry. That's
Caruso's
good
not gonna miss
spacing
from
right there. That's
She's
great
got
spacing.
8 points to lead Chicago.
Yeah, and the fact that they've been able to get Chicago in foul trouble has been huge.
That's a cute little floater from Dana Evans.
Yeah, Dana Evans was
Chicago has the offense. Chicago just has to get the defense going, and they could be exceptional.
Angel Reese.
Angel Reese has got the great range. That's what I was talking about. Now here, when you get here's when you get to it, and you got to just switch that.
She's got
The
a dozen.
team defense of giving up the shots is just too many
She
shots.
came in with a little bash.
Oh, baby boy
The
bash.
Shirelles are not feeling great.
Now you got to look at this. This one here comes up, and this is where I'm saying team defense and the Indiana Fever don't know the rotations. Okay, this is plain as day. And folks, I just want to give you this is how they lose the game. It has nothing to do with their offense. It's on the defensive rotations. And I want you to watch this one play out. You could see the screens coming. Everybody on the weak side's got to rotate over, and they got to see this play coming. But if you're not going to see it, I don't know how you're going to stop it. Look at this. Okay, that's Angel Reese. I mean, that's Angel Reese right there, and she's got to come over and she's got to get this. And folks, if I don't know what we're doing here. Okay, because you're late and you could get that early, and that's where the Chicago Sky got the problem. Chicago Sky do not have the problem, okay, when they're actually playing on their offensive end. Everything I see with the Chicago Sky, their team defense and the rotations is what killing the Sky. And I'm telling you right now, that is the easy fix with the 5 players that want to do it. But I'll show you one more. Okay, they got to figure out how they're going to play this team defensive thing. Okay, because when you don't play the players, like right now, you're just sliding and getting out of position. This is going to be tough. You're going under the screen. Okay, so that way you got to show. I mean, we got to show and recover, and that didn't happen, and it just opened it up. I mean,
these players, because they deserve it. Shook, Sutton, Bottoms. That's nice to see.
Folks, I can go on and on and on, but they got a team defense problem. Okay, you see right there, Trinity Carter's got to drop and get the rotation. Okay, so this is what I'm trying to share with you. They got more of a team defense problem than they know. Okay, because they're always saying, we're thinking defense, we got to do it. Trinity Carter's got the rotation. Okay, the ball's on the weak side, so the guard's got to drop. Okay, and you got the weak side's going to do its job. Okay, it's going there to stop. Now, Trinity Carter's got to rotate down. If Trinity Carter does not rotate down, that play is easy as pie. And that's the issue with the Chicago Sky. Okay, right there. Okay, boom. All right, so you got to know that.
And then cleans up the mess.
You know what? You got to know that, folks, and you can go on and on and on. And that's the Chicago Sky's issue. Now, how you going to fix that? I mean, you may have to go to the veteran guard because here's the deal. These guards you got here and everybody you got playing on this roster, okay, and everybody that you're trying to get minutes and, you're trying to play a lot of players, okay? I mean, you're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're going deep, deep, deep down in the rotation, and you got them here playing. I mean, you're playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're playing 11 players. Okay, eventually you got to settle that down and find a tempo because you're not going to be able to win, and then you got to find out who's going to give you the best in the defense. You shot 28 of 78. Okay, that's what you put on the board, 35%. 0 of 14, 0-0, okay, from the three-point line. I'll take that all day, but 12 of 21 is just representing what you really feel about your shooting. So, I mean, this team is not the best shooting team. I'd rather just play this game out and try to keep the score as low as possible. But you cannot be so accolade or so enamored by a pro, okay? I mean, Brittany Griner's a pro, but you're a pro too, and you got to face that off step being the friend. I mean, I don't get it, I really don't, because the Chicago Sky. Here's the deal, folks. They just don't know where they want to go. And because they don't know where they want to go, they don't know how to get there. And this is not coming from Coop. The coaches, They got to be there. Spoon's got to give what she wants. And, I mean, you're just repeating the behavior again and again and again. The Chicago Sky have got to pick somebody that they're going to go with to tempo out the game. Okay, I mean, you got to pick. It's going to be Lindsay Allen. You got to go that way. Okay, you're going to go Dana Evans. You got to go that way. You got to pick one of these. I think you almost got to get back to looking at the veteran, 7-year veteran, okay, Mariah, just to tempo this thing out. And when you look at it, okay, you got the Shields. I mean, you're sitting there, and then you got Angel Reese. I mean, Angel Reese can shoot 3-pointers. I mean, her and Camila Cardoso, I don't really know what their hang up or fear factor, what it is, you know, and I don't know, like, you know, at LSU, if that's something Mulkey told her not to do. But, I mean, she's got one of the, I mean, if you look at her shots, she's got one of the best shots probably in the WNBA. Same with Cardoso. Cardoso, you know, Cardoso's a little different with me because that's a champion. So both these girls have been on championship. And you know what? They're no longer rookies, okay? Your job is come in this league, 144. You chose me, okay, to come in this league. You got to take this thing down, and you got to be a champion. You got to have a championship mindset, and I get it. But I'm not a fan of someone praising another player, okay, that you got to compete against, because it kind of looks like you don't want to compete against Brittany Griner. You don't want to foul Brittany Griner. So your emotions are caught up on the game, and that's not good. You look at the WNBA standings. It is what it is. It's not going to change, right? Sky 11-15, okay? And you know what? They got to work their way back up to the top. I mean, they just got to work their way back, 11-16, excuse me. They got to work their way back and just try to find themselves. But the team defense, I'll tell you this, a player can go out there and get 30 points, and, man, everybody's going to say what a great game. I've been there, done that, seen it again. Okay, first thing I look at is when a player gets 30 points and I'm scouting it out, I'll tell you, folks, I'm going to look at what the plus-minus is. Okay, because if they're coming up getting 30 and coming out a minus 18 and a minus 20, okay, that means you're not playing no defense. Okay, and when you look at Angel Reese, and this is hard to do, folks. This is really hard to do, what Angel Reese just did. You play 35 minutes, you get 20 rebounds, 20. Okay, you get 19 points, and you're a minus 20. Okay, you're still a minus 20. That's more than what you lost the game by. Okay, so that tells me that player was really excellent, okay, working on the offensive end, really working on the defensive end, grabbing rebounds, okay? That's where she's really good. Now, when it comes to man-to-man defense and team defense rotation, that one there is the minus 20. That's what needs to get fixed, and really, Chicago needs to start taking some charges. I mean, you got to start stepping in that lane and cutting it off, and that's why the Chicago Sky are losing ball games. This is the Money Mike Syndicated Radio podcast, and I'll tell you, you know what? You just got to pick one because at the end of the day, I mean, we can't run 4 different guards running 4 different mentalities, and you got to figure out which one you're going to go with because everyone does something a little bit different, and that is the issue that I see with the Chicago Sky. They could change that, but they got to do that themselves because at the end of the day, you can't run all 4 of them. I'll guarantee you that. And I like Mariah Jefferson, shoots the ball well. I tell you this, you put her out on the court, she's not going to go 0 for 8 or 0 for 9 at the three-point line. I can guarantee you that. Okay, she could shoot the three-pointers. Now you got to figure out you're going with Lindsay. Okay, that's great. Okay, but you got to have somebody's got to tempo this thing down and take control. Okay, if you want Evans, I mean, come on. I mean, we got to run the offense and be the point guard. Okay, and here's the thing with Witherspoon makes it so tough. She was a point guard. Okay, so every one of them. I mean, this has got to be every night. I don't know how she sleeps. Okay, you get to the Shields. Okay, we got to pick this and figure out who's going to be the best defenders, who can handle the rotation, and who can get it done. Because it doesn't matter how good you take the podium, and I get it, public relations is giving you the perfect speech of how to say it. I mean, all these ladies are intelligent. They got college degrees. Okay, they just got to figure out the defensive rotation. And if you can't understand that, you get in the game, man, you're killing yourself. And you go, and here's the bad part about it. You go in there against Phoenix. Now, it's a back-to-back. I mean, let's be honest, folks. They blew them out the first time. Second time, we expect you to compete. They're running the same thing. The Phoenix Mercury really don't do any different. It's the fact that the Chicago Sky are not an aggressive team defense. To beat people, Seattle Storm play aggressive team defense. Okay, the Fever just beat the Storm because they play aggressive team defense. If you're going to get a victory, and I'm looking at this and I'm seeing what you're doing, you're going to have to play aggressive team defense. You're going to have to take some charges. You're going to have to rotate, get to the spots. That's how you win in the WNBA. The stats don't matter. The plus minus does. And if you can't change that, you got to go. I mean, Witherspoon's got to go with the most efficient. And if you got a player sitting there coming in the games -7, I got a -3. Okay, those tells me the ones I should be giving some minutes. I got the Shield sitting down there, didn't play long. Okay, -9. Then you got D. Evans, -9, gets 12 minutes. Then you got Badham. Badham's got to step the defense up. Okay, I mean, you can't come here and go 0 for 5 in shooting. Okay, and then you come back and you don't step it up. Okay, that they brought you in to shoot the ball. That's the fact of it. Okay, so this is really what the truth is. This is why the Sky are losing. It's team defense, and it's not an aggressive team defensive style. Late on the rotation mean easy baskets each and every time down. This is the Money Mike Syndicated Radio Podcast. We're powered up by Fanatics. Just wanted to have another team meeting with the Chicago Sky. I salute Angel Reese for shooting the ball. You can go back even farther because, man, you hit the bottom of the cords. Camilla Cardosa, I salute you too. I mean, because that they did open up that, have the right spacing. Now we got to go over to the team defensive side. Here's what happens, folks, and I'll close it up. When you get out there and you don't play team defense, that means somebody's shooting the ball on the offense and out of the offensive rotation, okay? You're not looking at all the offensive options. And when you have something like that, a shot goes up, okay, and you're not in the offense, that means you're not going to be in transitional defense. Defense dictates offense. If the Chicago Sky are going to win games, their team defense must dictate their offense so they can get out, run, get in transitional, but they must be physical. You cannot play against Phoenix and not be physical. Brittany Griner's pushing you around. I don't know how the referee allowed somebody to get a forearm right through it. But the bottom line is the team defense has got to rise. And if that happens, then the Chicago Sky can win games, okay? It doesn't matter whether you change today or tomorrow, but at some point, they have to play team defense very aggressively. They're giving up a lot of size at the guard spots. So that means you got to be 94 feet of ball pressure, and you got to want to play the game. Now, Witherspoon gets it. Coach Witherspoon get it because that's the way she played the game. But today, it looks like it's too much gentle touch. But the gentle touch, I'll tell you, I'll do it for you, Coach Witherspoon. The guards need to step up. Okay, the reason the Chicago Sky are losing because guards. Okay, the guards need to step up and play and start taking control of it because you win games with the guard. And until the guards have a belief that they can go win games, not just play games, that's where the Indiana Fever, and that's where they are as far as the Sky. Okay, and I beating this down. I say every time I come over here, I say the Fever, but I'm objective, and I'm trying to say Angel Reese is a great ball player. I'm trying to say Cheney Carter could be a great, all the people in the Sky could be great ball players if they play team defense. Okay, that's the unity, and that you know what? That takes will, no skill. That takes will and effort to do it. The Sky can do it, but you can't let Phoenix or any team come out and just blitz you by 13 points in the first, blitz you again in the second, and you going in at halftime. What are you going to do? I mean, you're talking about 52, okay, to 35. I mean, we're getting blitzed that much. Okay, I mean, we've got to be able to see it to believe it. And we didn't cut into it in the third. We lost that quarter, 17-15. And then the fourth, we barely won by 1. Chicago Sky could do better than that. This is the Money Mike Syndicated Radio Podcast. We're powered up by Fanatics, and we just had another conversation with the Chicago Sky as they go ahead, and they're going to go ahead and finish out the season. But the team defense with the Chicago Sky must be turned into a team defense, aggressive, getting to the spots, taking charges, and willing to put it on the line. All things are possible to those who believe. We'll see you soon. This is the Buddy Mike City Kitty Radio Podcast.